My name is Sandeep and I'm the Senior Learning Leader at Highlands Primary School. I've been here since 2007. I've been here, you could almost say it's like being in two settings within one, because I've lived through two very different leadership styles. And I would say that this leadership style has been very transformative to me, both professionally and personally. I think one of the first things I saw was the humane side of leadership, and somebody who says it's about the children, and actually that being modelled out in actions as well as in words. And genuinely enjoying being with children, actually modelling teaching, and being engaged with the craft of what you're leading was very, very motivational, and inspired me to really get re-engaged with learning and teaching and learning again. I think through the leadership style, it became very apparent about being authentic, being yourself. Leadership didn't have to look a certain way. Perhaps through my experiences, I thought leadership had to look a certain way, a very formal way, a very hierarchical way. And then I saw an authentic leadership style about being very comfortable within who you are and the values that you stand for, and how powerful that can be in terms of impact on teachers and then ultimately children. Through this leadership style, I feel I've both metaphorically and literally found my own voice in terms of being able to articulate what I believe and not being scared of being judged on saying what I really believe. I was a person who was worrying about what the leader in the hierarchical situation would be wanting to hear as being the right thing, and really moving away to having the confidence to say what I really believe, and be it right or wrong, it doesn't matter, because it's about the quality of the dialogue and eventually the impact on children. Never been a person who has ego linked to me, but really seeing in action what it means to have no ego, because it's about impact on children. And if you have an idea, we have the autonomy, and we have that culture where we can take risks, and we're going to see, and the important thing is about the process and having the support around you to say, let's give that a try, and then looking at evaluating it. And most of the times it has a positive impact, but if it didn't, the process about evaluating why it didn't work was actually really powerful. And as a community, we have this strong belief with children and leaders and teachers about learning from mistakes. And I think that's really another powerful thing that supports you in your professional life, but also in your personal life. And we model that with the children in the classrooms, and our children going away knowing that it's okay to make mistakes, and some of our greatest learning comes from our mistakes. The power of the shared culture at the school, it's because of the quality of the dialogue. And I think one of the greatest lessons I've learned in leadership is about listening, and how it can be very underrated and undervalued. But if you really reflect upon the impact it can have when somebody really feels like they're genuinely being listened to, and if you stop talking, because when you're talking you're sharing what you know, but when you listen you're adding something that you may not know, and the difference that can make as well. Again, really, really powerful. I took part in the Masters as part of this leadership journey. I'm a constant person that needs to be feeling like I'm growing, I'm learning. And the Masters experience was wonderful for me, because it really inspired me to stand in my own right as a professional. I felt more confident in what I was doing and why I was doing it, research informed. I did 1 year of the doctorate as well. Never thought I would do that. But that year, one of the biggest pieces of learning for me was learning through Paulo Freire, Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and about children. Is education oppressive within itself? Are children going through an education system where they're being banked with knowledge to accept the world as it is? And actually what we should be doing is empowering our children to question the world, the critical thinking. And I've took that very personally in my own life, but also that drives me in the work that I do and the conversations that we have, and that's a shared culture at the school about we don't want our children to just go away with knowledge. We want them to be critiquing the world, we want them to be asking questions, so when they go away that they feel that they are they have power over shaping the world, the future, and they have got, you know, each individual person has the power to make that difference, to change the world. And I really do believe in that. It may sound very how to say, over optimistic, but it's not, because we really empower our children to believe that they can because of their voice. And that is the power of this learning community, because each child and adult really goes away feeling that their voice can make that difference.